Well, hello hyperspace, my name is Davontos and it's time to get hyped because this is a theory video for Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. We're actually going to see if the theories and rumors are true that there's certain dot sights that lower a gun's recoil. As you can see in this video, we're going to be running a lot of different tests on the FHR-40, which is a submachine gun that has a lot of recoil. Throughout the video, I will not be controlling the gun. I'm just going to hold down the trigger button, let it fire, let the recoil take command, and I'm going to be switching between different dot sights. So, let's see what this gun can do with maximum recoil. So the rumors say that red dot is the best sight. Well, here we are running the gun on default. We're going to line it up right at the very bottom, right there, and we're just going to hold down the trigger. Now this is default, no attachments, no nothing, and you see the gun has quite a bit of recoil. I'm going to reload, second test, and it's basically the same thing. It goes just as high. It tends to curve a couple of times. It's very unpredictable because this gun has a lot of recoil. So I'm actually going to change now and go to red dot sight. Now this is the one that people are saying is the best dot sight in the game. We're going to go to the exact same spot right on top of that guy's body. Going to aim at the exact same position and fire! And we're actually going to see that red dot sight is the exact same as the default ions. That means that red dot sight functions the same on every single weapon, meaning it's not the best dot sight in the game. So actually going to move on to another reticle. Now this one is ELO, the closest to red dot sight and the one that most people tend to turn to the instant they unlock it because, well, it's a very clear dot sight, nothing obscuring your vision, and it's just very, very easy to use. So, aiming at the same spot, let's come here. Right there, and we're going to see how does ELO work. Is it better than dot sight? Does it nerf the recoil? And it's exactly the same. Trying out for test 2. Come on, ELO, you can do exactly the same like the red dot sight and the defaults. So, default, red dot sight, and ELO all function the exact same way. Now, this is that target finder sight. I think it was a Torbjorn? Whatever it's called. Now, this is the sight I usually put on my MGs, and we're actually going to see if this sight is better than the other two. Now, this is a sight that not a lot of people tend to use, I notice. People say it gives you more recoil, but that's why we're here. Hello, dead bodies. We're here to test it, aiming at the exact same spot, standing on the bodies right there, and testing out Torbjorn's sight. And it functions exactly the same like the other sights, which is really interesting, which means there are actually a couple of sights between the standard red dot sights, that don't have as much zoom. They all function the exact same way, meaning that Torbjorn's sight is actually the best one because it gives you highlighted enemies when they're on your sights. So this one here is the VMC sight. This is the sight that everybody puts on their NV4s, and you can flip it up and down for enhanced zoom or regular dot sight. We're going to test out the regular dot sight right now, and you can still see as a regular dot sight, it functions as it should, the same as the other regular dot sights. And the rumor goes around when you flip the sight up, you get less recoil, so we're going to shoot, and it's a little less recoil, not by much, but you do suffer from that enhanced zoom, meaning that it's better for long range. So I would only stick this on MGs and assault rifles, and keep it away from submachine guns unless you're using the E-Red or the Trench, which has little recoil. So over here we're actually using the Scout sight. The Scout sight is very similar to the VMC, have the close range optic and a long range optic, but rumors going around that the VMC is actually a better choice. So we're actually going to test it out ourselves. As you see, you have zoom and close range. So we're going to test out close range first, aim at the exact same spot and fire, and this close range acting as a red dot, well, it also performs like a red dot. And you can see a second time right here, it's literally the same thing as when I had the red dot sight. So we're actually going to zoom in now and see if it can compete with the VMC's zoom optic right there. And when you zoom in with the Scout, it gets a lot of recoil and it still performs like a red dot sight, meaning the VMC so far is the best dot sight in the game. And finally, we have our thermal sight, which rumors kind of going around because it was present in Black Ops 1 that thermal turns your guns into a laser beam. In Black Ops 1, I know that was the case in Infinite Warfare. I'm not too sure, so we're actually going to look and see how thermal performs. We're aiming right at the same spot, and we fire! And we actually see that thermal gets a lot of recoil, or was it? It's because I'm standing further away from the bodies. Now I'm back at the same spot, so we're going to try this again. Test 2, at the exact same spot, and it still performs exactly like a red dot sight. Which kinda comes to the conclusion that VMC sight is actually the best sight. You have a standard performing red dot sight, and you have an enhanced zoom level, which performs much better than all the other enhanced zoom level optics in Infinite Warfare. So that's what we concluded with this video, and if you like this video, punch that like button with a mighty force. You can follow me up on Twitter at DavontosMan, and as always, I'll see all of you in the next video. Have a nice day!